Today is Wednesday, December 7th, 2016. The time is 10:02. Call the meeting of the Monongalia County Commission to order. Let the record reflect that all three commissioners are present. Today is a day that does and continues to live in infamy. As our president at the time said, let's keep in mind all the sacrifices that's created our country while we rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Renetta.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have 23 exoneration listings this morning for $8,354.12. General county vouchers, $155,051.97. 911, $2532.67. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1464.51. Camp Muffley, $1,094.92. Mason-Dixon Park, $710.73. Assessor's valuation, $1330.50. Recreation levy for the county parks, $118.90. Purchasing card vouchers for general county, $16,760.47. 911, $206.65. Camp Muffley, $248.71. Mason-Dixon Park, $155.55. For a voucher total of $179,675.58. We have no budget revisions to approve. Position vacancies for boards and
We have
authorities.
on the list here, I'm sorry.
Which one?
Oh, is there one?
There's on the list, it says there's budget revision, county commission contribution for the
I'm
purchase of
sorry.
body camera.
You're right.
Okay.
I just put it on my sheet. Okay. Yes, you had met with the sheriff.
Yeah, we approved that.
Approved
3 or
up to
4.
$20,000.
Right.
They've received a certain amount of donations, so that has put the county commission share down at $12,000.
Wow.
Okay.
The total to purchase was $35,920. So we're just
Yeah, we
asking.
just agreed to underrate anything they couldn't get. Yeah. So you said it's 12,000?
$12,000, moving $12,000 from contingencies
That's
to capital outlay and county commission budget.
Okay. You were going positions, vacancies for boards and authorities.
I'll screw it up now.
I actually listened to you.
Good job. Mon County Planning Commission, Farmland Protection Board, the Board of Zoning Appeals for the West Run Planning District, the River Road Public Service District, and on 12/31, we'll have one position vacant on the Mountain Line Transit Authority.
Move for approval.
Hold on.
Oh,
Fiduciary orders, December 7th, 2016.
now
Now
move
you
for
go.
approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. Do we have any introduction of new employees or personnel changes?
No, sir.
Comments from the public. Now's the time if anyone wishes to make a public comment to rise, state your name and address, and you got 3 minutes. We got any public here? Then you want to pretend like public?
Not today.
Okay, seeing none, we'll close that session. Colleen Coon, grants.
Good morning.
Good morning, morning.
I have a request for reimbursement for the Community Development Block Grant in the amount of $1,830.40.
Thank you. Is that the only one?
That's the only request for reimbursement that I have.
Move for approval of reimbursement.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
And
passed.
then I have the Edward Burns Memorial Justice Assistant Grant
Application,
contract.
contract. Okay.
Yeah, and that's, you need to sign there, and then the special conditions, which need to be initialed.
Move that he signs the form and special conditions.
Second.
That's a justice grant, okay. Okay.
There's like,
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
there's like 12 pages.
12 pages initials. I'll do them later.
That's fine. Thank you.
You'll get me before I leave here.
I'll
do
catch
them
you.
later. Okay, here's your pen back.
You can have it.
So,
Okay, thank you. All right, very good. Okay, we're a little early, but I don't think it matters. Dr. Lee Smith, nice to have you here. You all come forward and you can have a seat if you like. Monongalia County Health Department proposed amendments to the clean indoor air regulation. You've got the floor, sir.
Thank you. I have some copies.
yeah, we already
We've
said
already
it.
got, we've got them, and I've actually read them.
Yeah, we wanted to have it before, so that way
Certainly.
we knew what you were talking about.
Absolutely. So there are one with the yellow highlights and then one that's sort of with the highlights removed.
You don't have that one.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need the
Oh,
one
okay,
with the
yeah, we-
highlights removed. The one with the yellow highlights is more important.
Yeah.
Right. So, thank you. I was reviewing the clean indoor air regulations, and actually I have a copy of one that goes back and was filed here in 1992, January of 1992, which by the time we bring this before the board in its final, will be 25 years of clean indoor air. And so it's going through some modifications. I want to bring your attention that the modifications that are being considered in this year's version is mostly some edits, sort of tidying things up. The addition of the electronic cigarettes, but does not impact any current businesses or business practices in the county as it is. So we were approached earlier in the year by some attorneys representing Big Tobacco, and they were wanting to push the hookah exception that was in there previously as a means to sort of do an end run and have
The hookah bar, cigar bar.
correct.
But that previous regulation by the health department did not make that exception.
That was the thing. So we wanted to clean up the language.
So you want to
This is
clean
an
up this
opportunity.
to match what's been done otherwise.
Exactly. And just for the record, I'm on the agenda for the city in January 24th to go over the same thing. Actually, we've come full circle because it's my understanding originally we stole from them. So we've been doing a lot of cut and pasting through the years. So the first big block of yellow there is some additional language that talks about electronic cigarettes
Right.
and the health hazards that have been identified with them. Then since there are no cigar bars in the county, that language is all stricken from there. Some additional things about electronic smoking devices. And then, again, the tobacco business, which was the cigar bar, is that they had to have 75% of their business in the sale of tobacco. And since they don't exist, we just struck that out. Again, more about electronic smoking devices. I'd just say that repetition is the key to learning. And that previously that one sentence above there, smoking means inhaling, exhaling, burning, or carrying any lighted or heated cigar, cigarette, pipe, plant, or other smoking equipment in any manner or in any form. For many, that would be inclusive. Attorneys find wedges and chinks that they can stick their wedges in, and so we added the other language that, yes, that means if you inhale it and exhale it, that's smoking, but in addition, it's electronic smoking too. So we're just trying to make it ironclad as possible.
So if you don't inhale, it's not smoking?
Doesn't count.
It's the
not illegal.
exhalation.
It's not illegal.
I couldn't help that.
That's all right.
That's right, don't inhale.
And then more about the cigar bars and then the bingo provisions. There's an additional court case that, since we're striking the language, the Supreme Court has held that if you don't have the smoking regulations in your area, then the bingo doesn't matter. No matter how many cards you have. So we don't have the smoking in the county, so it's not an issue. And
Oh, so is this just yeah, that was my only question on page 5.
Mm-hmm.
So when people read it, is it just a cleanup part, this
Yes.
part? Okay.
Yes.
And we don't have any yeah, what about the one right down here? They sell,
That's in the city.
you're,
Oh.
and you're allowed to
Right.
sell it, you're not allowed to consume it on the premises.
Oh, okay,
'Cause then
that's
you're
what-
smoking in an indoor facility.
Oh, okay,
That's the difference.
okay, that's what I was
So
confused.
we're
on.
not impacting existing businesses.
Right.
The issue has come up that even though they sell their product.
Right.
That's fine, you can go to Rite Aid and get cigarettes, and, we're not
Mhm.
impacting that. But they
don't
want
smoke.
to start to smoke and sell their flavors, and we can add this much to it and that much to it.
You can't do that.
That's smoking indoors.
Indoors. Okay, that's why I didn't, okay, you're right, that's in the city, I forgot.
Right.
Okay.
And so, and then the other part was, the effective date is that it used to read that the
60 days.
regulation would become effective 60 days after the passage, and the board said that that was in their kind of ancient days, and they said that it would just, their feeling was to have it become the ordinance of the first day of the following month. It does not impact the posting in the courthouse and the public comment period.
Okay.
Okay?
So in effect, when did they pass this? Did they pass this?
We have not passed it.
Oh,
This-
okay,
these
this
are the
is just
proposed-
informing
Oh,
us.
okay.
Okay.
They have to, according to our bylaws, this has to be out 30 days for their consideration before they're allowed to vote on it.
Okay.
So they've had it, and we've, bounced it around, tweaked it,
Right.
and what about this language, that language, and so the official vote for the board will be in our next stated meeting, which will be January 26th,
Oh, okay.
Thursday.
Okay. Any questions for Dr. Smith?
Not at all.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any problem, you know where to live.
Okay, thanks a lot. You take care.
Actually,
You can have mine. Yeah, I'll just give him mine because,
No,
I can
you
remove
can
it.
have- yeah,
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 We
I
got
can remove it from the pile.
3 of them here.
yeah.
You can have,
We have 3 of them.
Yeah.
We'll
Have
give you one
pick.
too.
yeah. There's plenty of them right here. Okay, very good. That's,
Correspondence.
okay, correspondence. Quarterly reports received for the first quarter, July, September 2016, distribution of funds for the fire and parks recreation levies. Blacksburg Volunteer Fire Department, Brookhaven Volunteer Fire Department, Cheat Lake Volunteer Fire Department, Clinton District Volunteer Fire Department, Granville Volunteer Fire Department, River Road Volunteer Fire Department, Star City Volunteer Fire Department, Triune Halleck Volunteer Fire Department, Wadestown's Volunteer Fire Department, Westover Volunteer Fire Department, Monongalia County Brush Fire Team, Monongalia County Hurt Team, Monongalia County Volunteer Fire Companies Association, and the Mountaineer United Soccer Club have all submitted their quarterly financials.
Yes, we're still
Anything
missing-
else you have to report on
We're
that?
still missing Scott's Run. I did get Cool Springs yesterday. Scott's Run has not submitted theirs. The deadline was December the 1st. The only one with any expenditures was Granville. None of the other departments had any expenditures. Mountaineer United Soccer Club did have expenditures on the levy fund. So, just for your information.
Have you heard from Scott's?
No. I talked to Sue Christopher and she was going to, she did follow up with Cool Springs, the ones that I was missing. A couple did turn them in on the 1st. Cool Springs, I said, we got it yesterday, so.
Is that Cassville? Is that what
Yes,
you're speaking of?
Cassville.
Cassville,
All
right.
right.
Yeah, it's very important they turn this in to be upfront with the voters that approve this. I mean, if they want it renewed, they're gonna have to abide.
And I think in our agreement, we decided
Right.
that we weren't gonna give the next distribution until we get their quarterly reports.
Right.
And they all agreed to that, so.
We don't have the numbers here, and you don't have to say no. Could you just get us a list at a later date that says how much distribution was for each one?
The distribution, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
just so we have it in case, yeah.
Sure.
And I want to get it clear, and I think all 3 of us want to make clear, especially if we had a high distribution, say this time, you're not getting it 4 straight times, you're getting the total, and then that was some confusion at one time.
Well, we've talked about it over and over again, but
Yes.
that doesn't mean they listen.
Right.
But, the reality is, people pay their taxes
Right.
primarily on 2 key times of the year.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, any further correspondence?
No,
Unfinished business? Any unfinished business?
no.
Any, new business, consideration of budget for the Beau Park County Commission WVU Riverfront Recreation Collaboration?
Yes, we have met and have another meeting scheduled in January, which would be to start assembling what community events we would go ahead and sponsor. At a work session, we did discuss to fund $50,000, and I would like to move that we go ahead and have this established so that they know what we're working with. The Beau Park is also going to be contributing, and I'm not sure as to what WVU's contribution will be. But this way, it gives a budget that the group can work with to know, here, this is what we've got to spend, here's what groups we would like to bring in for recreation, and this is primarily to be at the Hazel Ruby McQuain waterfront.
Second the $50,000 allocation.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Okay. To consider signing the deed for the Smithtown Community Center to the Smithtown Community Association, Inc. Mr. Dave Malone, President of the Smithtown Community Association, is with us. You can have a seat if you like. And I've read the deed, everything looks in order. I've talked to Tim Linkus about it. Everything looks good. It looks good to you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did receive a letter earlier this week from Dave Malone that they were ready to move forward. I asked it to put it in writing, that they were ready to proceed with the deed. So I didn't know you were
Excellent.
coming today, though. Thank you.
So we need a motion to authorize me to sign it, to transfer the interest to the Smithtown Community Association. So
Yes, happy to make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
I do have one question about
Congratulations.
priorities. When's the next breakfast out there?
Yeah.
Because it's
March.
March? Okay.
Yeah, we tried January and February and
It's just, yeah.
Okay,
weather doesn't cooperate.
right.
Well, I don't like gravy and biscuits, but I like your gravy. I've never had gravy and biscuits like that.
Official.
So,
Official.
Okay.
It sure is. And you know, as I've said repeatedly, that you can always come back to us. You're a valuable part of the community. And as the population grows in this county, we need places like yours.
yes.
I do have a question about, I always file a report first of the year, financial statement. You still want that, don't you?
Not
It
necessarily.
would not be necessary as a courtesy if you wish to present
Yeah, I
it,
mean,
that
it's-
would be nice.
Takes a little time, but other than that, break everything down and.
But it's not, I mean, I would not deem it necessary. I don't know about the feeling. I mean, it's your property now.
Yeah, I know. Until, as long as we can keep it up, but then it becomes your property.
Well, I'll tell you the only reason why you may want to just do it in case you come back and say, we need something to help, and then you could say, here's what we had to do before. So we could see in the past that, say something that we needed something done, because we had said we would look up to 1 year to try and.
Yeah, well,
if there was
the idea, I'm sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't cut you off. I thought you were finished.
No, go ahead.
The idea is to help you expand. That doesn't mean we're cutting you loose.
Right.
So by submitting those, even though we wouldn't necessarily require them, but to submit those in the event that an issue did come up, you could say, well, if you look at the previous report, we did this, previous report, we did this, and we need help with this particular thing.
Yeah.
Right now, we do 2 of them, right? One in
Right.
January and one in,
Yeah.
which one do you want? Or just make a difference?
I think you do the January one because that's right before the budget period starts. And
Okay.
so if you automatically did that and there was a budget issue you wanted to bring up,
Right.
you would have that report,
Okay.
most recent report then.
It's easier to do the January when you.
Good.
Because you gotta go back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years. And,
Yeah,
you
let's
know.
just do
Right.
that.
We'll get you a copy of this after it's recorded,
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
okay? We'll get you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very
Yes.
much.
You're welcome, thank you.
I appreciate all you guys have done for us. And in her old job, she's got a file on when Johanna had it.
Yes.
I took pictures and brought stuff in. There's a file showing what all we have done in the past,
Yes.
what,
A lot of
Oh, yeah.
10 years probably.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
We congratulate your success.
thank you. You guys have a great day and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We allow that. Thank you. Okay. All right, any further new business? Okay, reports from elected officials. Carrie, you have anything? Kelly, you have anything? Ron, you have anything? Okay, Tom, you have anything?
Just one, for your information. I did meet yesterday with Glenn Kelly as an individual county commissioner. I will get the letter, I forgot to run it off. Just again, some questions and concerns of that new TIF that they were putting in. I submitted it to Mr. Kelly, he was very appreciative of the information. It was submitted to the city council members last night, and from what I've been told, it was a 4-3 vote to passage through the first reading. But I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, I just felt that it was important to represent all the citizens and just, you know, give that information. And I'll give that to you so you're aware of the situation. And that's all I'm gonna do with it. Thank you.
Well, we both attended the intergovernmental meeting last Wednesday, and that was one of the issues of discussion in which, primarily, we're trying to make sure that when TIFs are presented, that they're going to be successful. I think that's what we're really concerned about.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
This Saturday, I won't be able to attend. I will be with my mother, but this is the 90th celebration of the Westover Volunteer Fire Department. So I would like to congratulate them and commend them for their service to the community.
Very good. Just a couple things. On Monday, I met with the Frank Janesic Umrah, the current DNR people, people with the Corps of Engineers, and the person with Rye Corporation on the power plant, the power plants that they're planning in the area. One of the issues has always been the blockage here at the Morgantown, as well as the others, but primarily because the one in Morgantown would have to be in river, would block main fishing areas. It's been a debate for the last couple of years, back and forth. I've always been steadfast and in all responses said you got to replace the fishing opportunities. You got to replace. And one of the other things I always asked for was that not only that they created protect or add to the fishing opportunities when they put something in the river, but to make it handicapped accessible. So they agreed to that, to put the fishing all around and also to create handicapped accessibility to the river right down here at the Morgantown Lock and Dam. The current plan, of course, this is ideal, would be the ideal plan, would to begin construction sometime in 2018 and complete at by the end of 2019. So it's going through the Corps of Engineers, it's sitting in DEP. We have been, well, I personally have been involved with it from the time they first showed up back in 2011. So that's where we're at now. Maybe we'll have a power plant, maybe we won't, I don't know. But I wanted to report on that. We've got a number of things coming up tomorrow. Development Authority will probably be planning on being back in here next week based on the meeting tomorrow. I referenced the Montgomery Ward building. The Also, we're working on the alliance issue with Mylan Park and the other organizations, Chamber of Commerce and all. On Friday, I will be chairing my last Region 6 workforce meeting. So that will be quite an honor. I've been chair there for 4.5 years now. So I'll be ready to report on that. That's been an exceptional, as I've reported before. Barbara DeMary has been an exceptional leader of Region 6 and workforce. It was chosen by a National Association of Counties, this region, as the model Region 6 workforce organization. And not only is that my last meeting, but Barbara has announced her retirement.
Oh.
So she's going to be leaving within the near future. We're in the process of interviewing people right now. But it's a program that we need to keep our eye on. And as I mentioned before, the WIOA, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, passed by President Obama and signed by President Obama, is probably one of the most exceptional legislative passages. I know everyone wants to talk about the medical, but I tell you, this focus, if you understand community, economic, and workforce development, the refocus of that act by the Congress and President Obama is exceptional. As you can tell, I take every opportunity to speak about it, because a lot of people don't speak about it, they don't understand it, or they don't care. But I think it's exceptional. Do we have anything else?
Move to adjourn?
Second?
A motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.